Radio
Respicio!
Hi everyone and welcome sa isa na namang napaka-interesting at highly requested topic in this episode of Radio Respicio! So today kasama ko si Attorney Bianca. Nag-viral to last time eh. At saka si Attorney Renz at Attorney Eman.
Hi guys!
Hi everyone! At ngayon, napaka-interesting ng topic natin. We're going to talk about the anatomy of estafa. I'm sure. And alam mo, Attorney Bianca, Attorney Renz, Attorney Eman, sa mga comment section natin, palaging yung tanong nila is always about estafa. Dalawa yun eh, vowsy at estafa. Yun yung grabe yung tanong dito sa Respicio ko. So, we will answer that right now. Okay, isa-isa tayo. If you were going to associate a word with estafa, yun yung parang pagrinig mo ng word na yun. Alam mong estafa na to. What word would that be? Attorney B.
Fraud or panloloko.
Ayun. Ikaw, Attorney.
Budol yung word, pambubudol.
Pambubudol. Attorney Aman, sa'yo.
Iba pag misappropriate ng mga pera.
Ayun, misappropriation. Pero Attorney, hindi lahat ng fraud estafa, diba?
Not necessarily, attorney.
Okay. So, what exactly ba is estafa and how does it differ from other types of fraud? Attorney Renz.
So sa revised penal code natin kasi yung estafa or swindling, no? May specific kasi na enumeration doon ng actions, no? That will cover estafa. For example, unfaithfulness, abuse of confidence, yung sabi na Attorney Eman na misappropriation. So, siguro yung general type of fraud na applicable sa civil cases, no? For example, sa contract, no? Mas broad siya. Yung criminal concept ng estafa kasi, swindling, estafa, panloloko siya, general sense, pero may specific lang na actions na covered sa revised penal code. So, yun siguro yung difference niya.
Okay. Attorney Eman, under Article 315 of the Revised Penal Code, or yun po yung article na nagdi-discuss ng swindling or estafa, ano yung mga kinds of estafa ba na our viewers need to look out for?
Well, yung usual naman na yung sinasabi namin kanina pa na yung sinabi ni Attorney Renson is yung panoloko or misappropriation or yung sabi niya budol. Kasi definition yan. So, by means of misappropriation, false statements, false pretenses, yung makakuha ka daw ng investment, yung mga ganon. Or yung pagbenta ng property na di naman talaga ikaw yung may-ari. Pumunta ka ng recto, paggawa ka ng title, tapos binenta mo. So yun yung mga iba't ibang pwedeng tingnan ng mga tao, considering na yung estafa kasi sobrang wide yan eh. So, may elements, yes, pero if understand mo yung facts, yung narration, magdedepende pa rin kung ano talaga yung transaction na nangyari.
Attorney Bianca, di ba, estafa rin pag nag-issue ka ng cheque at saka walang laman pala yung bangko mo or closed.
Before, estafa siya, isa siya sa mga enumeration. Pero nagkaroon tayo ng legislation or nagkaroon ng specific na batas regarding the punishment of issuance of worthless checks. Yun yung tinatawag natin na BPB lang 22 or bouncing checks law. So, not necessarily ngayon na pag i-issue ka ng isang cheque na stale, meaning alam mo walang laman, estafa na siya. Pero usually, pinafile niyo yun as BP22. Pero at the same time, you can also be liable for estafa.
Pag may panluloko
Depende kung ano ba yung circumstances sa pag-issue ng cheque na yun.
Tama. So, if binigyan ka ng cheque na yun, for you to part with your money, tapos worthless pala yung check. So, may panloloko dun.
Oo,
pwede rin
pumasok.
mag-estafa. Oo. Attorney Renz, di ba pwede rin estafa kung, for example, nag-avail ka ng services ng isang establishment, ng hotel, parang Ana Delvey, parang ganyan. Tapos, alam mo talaga sa cellphone na wala kang pera. Di ba estafa rin yun?
Well, depende, no? Estafa siya usually, yung basic requirement ng estafa, yung fraud dapat nangyari before or concurrent, no, habang hindi pwede na yung fraud mangyari at a later point. So, for example, nag-avail ka ng services ng isang establishment, tapos, alam mo wala kang pera, pero, hindi, sige, milyonaryo ako, avail natin yung VIP room, tapos hindi ka nagbayad. Baka, depende sa other circumstances, estafa siya. Pero for example, at that point in time, nung binook mo yung services, alam mo naman may pera ka. For example, meron pa naman. Pero eventually lang, for whatever reason, no, nawalan ka na nabusan
yeah.
ng pera, baka hindi siya mag-fall as estafa.
Yeah.
Kasi technically, hindi mo naman niloko nung simula ng transaction.
Yeah.
So, it depends. Yung fraud natin sa estafa kasi it should happen at a certain point sa transaction. Hindi pwede na nag-usap kayo tapos later on pa pala nangyari yung fraud. Dapat very specific yung Article 315 natin kung kailan dapat mangyari yung fraud sa estafa.
So, sobrang dependent din pala sa circumstances yung crime na to, no? Ano yung mga red flags that people should watch out for to avoid becoming a victim of estafa?
Well, generally, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So, usually pag ganun kasi, pag sobrang, yung 10% every week, babalik sa'yo. Usually, yung mga ganyan, red flag na siya. It raises suspicions na rin. If masyadong matamis, most likely, hindi totoo yun.
Attorney B, ikaw, what else? What other red flags?
Pag kunyari may nagtatransaction sa inyo, di ba, na, uy, mag-invest ka sa business ko. Pero, well, hindi ka pinapakitaan ng mga permits,
Ayun.
ng mga registration. Worse, minsan wala pang kontrata. Yan. Pag wala nang in-offer sa yung ganun, that's a big red flag waving.
Yeah. Ikaw, Attorney Emma, ano yung mga red flags?
Para sa akin yung na clients usually is yung mga loan contracts. Maglo-loan sila sa isang establishment, registered to the SEC, pero kailangan pa nila magbigay pa ng pera. So let's say maglo-loan ka ng 100,000. Then sasabihin nila kailangan daw magbigay ng 10,000 para ma-release yung total amount. So parang isipin mo, ba't kita bibigyan ng pera? Ako nangangailangan, tapos bibigyan kita ng pera. So yung mga instances na medyo magduda na kayo na baka naloloko na kayo. Because hindi naman ganun ang transaction.
Yeah.
Ikaw, Attorney Lane.
For me, especially sa mga investing public, sobrang red flag talaga sa akin if someone actually uses the word guaranteed returns if you're investing. Guaranteed, next week, times 2 na yung pera mo. Yan, it's too good to be true. Kasi, that get-rich-quick scheme is not how business really actually works. Actually, Attorney Bianca told me kanina, it's not how life works. Diba? And then another thing is if they use the word slots, S-L-O-T-S, yan, slots. Sabihin nila, 5 slots lang ng investors para to invest 30,000 pesos tapos times 2 next month, 60,000 yung ibabalik namin. Kasi yung word na slots na yan, according to a certain decision of the Supreme Court, it's actually supposedly dapat securities siya for the investments. Kaso, these establishments or these people or businesses are not actually registered or allowed by the law to actually sell securities. So that's why they're using the word slots instead. So if you hear someone use the word slots para mag-invest ka, nako, mag-ingat-ingat ka na. Okay, so for example, now that they're listening and they actually, yung viewers natin, what if they actually suspect or see the red flags that we've been seeing and now they're suspecting na baka na-deceive nga sila. Ano yung kailangan nilang gawin ngayon if they think that they're involved in a scam ng estafa?
Okay, with regard to that, have a continuous communication with the other party.
Right, yeah.
Kausapin mo lang siya, make sure na hindi titigil yung communication niya. At the same time, during your communication, demand all the legal papers. Then, kung walang contract, make that other party draft one or draft one na, then make that other party sign para meron kang piece of evidence. And then, kung pinaka-goal mo lang talaga makuha yung money mo, draft a demand letter, isend mo dun sa kabilang party para at least mapag-usapan niyo pa if ever. Worst case scenario, then you have to go to the proper authorities and then file for a case for estafa.
Attorney, no? Yung estafa.
May hirap, attorney, kasi nagka-clog yung dockets ng courts.
A lot of it, estafa.
Oo, sa estafa.
Attorney Emma and Attorney Renz, in your practice in the law profession, ano yung parang tumatak talaga sa'yo na case involving estafa? Or at least if you're not comfortable to share, baka case na lang that you learned in law school na parang grabe talagang panloloko to.
Well, for me, yung mga investment contracts. I had a client na consultant na nag-invest sila ng pera for a particular SEC-registered company. Then, after nila mag-invest, the owner of that company, yung CEO, umalis and pumunta ng abroad and kinuha lahat ng investment nila. So sila, di nila alam kung ano mangyayari kasi millions and millions of pesos yung binigay nila as their investment, pero wala na silang magawa kasi nakaalis na yung tao na yun because nakapunta na siya abroad. So yun yung nagiging problem with respect to these kinds of cases kasi pera yung pinag-uusapan and cash is king. So
Cash is king, and who is the queen?
Tama yan. Okay, Attorney Renz, ikaw.
Well, in practice, I'm not gonna say most common siya, but it just strikes me, no, when I hear these types of cases, yung involving our foreigner friends, right? Even yung mga Pinoy na naka-base na abroad, no? Because
Love
obviously...
scam ba to?
Well, part of it is, pero nakakaawa lang in the sense na syempre as foreigners, you're not familiar with government records. Hindi mo alam kung legit na DTI page yun, DTI issuance. Hindi mo alam if legit yun na permit from some government agency, right? So, it just strikes me as shocking kasi ang daling mag-edit ngayon ng government papers. Like DTI, dali lang mag-copy-paste ng logos.
Yeah.
Ang dami SEC registration, ang daling pekein. Tapos by the time na malaman nilang fraud yun, ang dami nilang na-invest.
Yeah.
Tapos chances are, peke yung address doon, peke yung mga shareholders.
Maybe even the identity pa.
Yeah. So, estafa, mahirap na habulin pag ganun. Kahit isi-civil case mo yun, ang hirap pa rin habulin kasi hindi mo alam sino. So, yun lang. Kasi yung foreigners na yun, good faith sila, mag-i-invest talaga sila sa Philippines. Pero naloloko sila because of their lack of familiarity sa government processes ng Philippines.
Right. Attorney Bianca, kanina nag-uusap tayo, no? I think, sabi mo, yung sobrang tumatak talaga sa'yo ng kind of estafa is yung love scam.
Yes, love scam. Sobrang daming nagsusumbong yan sa firm.
Ako.
Yung mga Filipina natin, mahuhusay. Maraming foreigners na umiiyak sa Filipina. Kasi yan usually yung mga nakikilala nila. Tapos, syempre, nagkaka-developan sila. Then, nangihingi na ng pera. Tapos, pag satisfied na yung Filipina or minsan di nga nasa-satisfy, most of the time. Then,
Hanggang wala nang mabigay, no?
hanggang wala nang mabigay. So, yung AFAM, well, gusto niya ng legal recourse. Minsan, wala naman.
Well,
Oo,
hindi siya automatic estafa.
hindi siya automatically estafa. At most, minsan yung mga ganyan, sum of money muna with damages.
Kasi, di ba, attorney, paano mo naman talaga mapoprove na niloloko ka lang, di ba? Kasi pwede naman talaga minahal ka niya before.
Wow.
Ayun, di ba?
Big word.
Big word. So, those kinds of things, it's really hard actually to prove. Kaya nga, which leads me to my next question, intent. Yung intent ba sa estafa, pwede ba yan ma-presume na intention niya talaga mag-defraud, ganyan, kasi sa actions niya? Pwede ba yan ma-presume? Or kailangan clear-cut talaga yung intention niya to defraud?
Okay, yung intention kasi magmamanifest yan with the act.
actions,
Dapat makikita mo na well, after the commission of the crime, mag-step backward kayo, review everything, then marirecall mo na may intention pala talaga manloko. Dapat there's a criminal mind within that person, within that accused, para ma-constitute na may fraud nga doon sa act niya.
And Attorney Em, and I think you shared also a jurisprudence with me before about misappropriation, diba? Like, if nagbigay ka ng isang gamit, isang resource, para sa tao na to, and dapat niyang, for example, kailangan niyang isell, at saka di niya ginawa, pwede mag-presume na misappropriate niya, diba? How?
Yeah, para mag-apply yung presumption na yun, yung tinatawag namin in the legal parlance is that kailangan may demand. Actually, nasaan na pera ko? Anong nangyari sa pera ko? Anong ginagawa mo sa pera ko? So ask the person you are in transaction with and ask them if what is happening with the money that you invested with them. And there, if hindi sila nakapagbigay ng transaction, ng resibo, ng statement of account, doon papasok yung presumption na there is indeed estafa. So, provided na may purpose yung investment mo. Kung bigay-bigay lang ng pera na yan, hindi mga ano yun. But,
Attorney B, in your experience, how long does it usually take to resolve an estafa case? Matagal ba?
Matagal yan.
Matagal.
Ang dami naming ginawakan dito na
Oo.
talagang running na sa 4 years.
4 years.
After 4 years. Siguro naapektuhan lang din ng pandemic.
Yeah.
Pero kasi ang estafa, medyo madugong kaso yan. Ang dami mong kailangan i-prove. Maraming documents, maraming witnesses. Then, yung schedule pa ng court and availability pa ng witnesses.
Oh, grabe. But in our society ba, may mga certain industries ba, or even certain types of investment that's more prone to scam or more prone to estafa? I'll give an example that I recall. In a certain province, meron doon na nagsisell siya ng slot. If you wanna invest, tapos your money is guaranteed to be doubled after ganyan, 2 months. Sobrang dami talaga na nag-invest sa kanya. And that's why there are actually people who testify. Sabi talaga nila, hindi yan scam. Legit yung taong to because na-double nga yung money namin. Yung parang ganyan. But then, you kind of realize that it's a hallmark of a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
If wala talaga silang ma-present na real business sa'yo. Alam niyo kung bakit? Because according to the decision nga of the Supreme Court, diba, malakas yan. Habang malakas yan, it will really yield money. Kasi kinukuha nila yung pini-payout nila sa old investors from the new investors. So, it's gonna continue so long as more investors are gonna come in. Kaya siguro pag mag-invest ka, sinasabihan ka, baka may kilala ka pa. Ano mo, invite mo, mag-invest dito, ganyan. Because that's how that kind of tactic goes or continues or becomes stronger. But actually, and according na rin sa Supreme Court, it's not a business. It will not go on forever. It's not sustainable. Sabi nga nila, it lasts 2 weeks to a few months. Ganyan. Because eventually, your investors will run out. Tapos wala ka nang ibabayad sa mga investors mo na naghihintay ng payout nila. And that's when usually they run. Hindi mo na sila makita after. So, yun yung mga example na parang prone talaga. Ponzi schemes. Hallmark talaga yung attorney. Large scale stuff. Ikaw, attorney, ano yung industries or kinds of investment na sobrang prone talaga to these scams or fraud?
Mga investment contracts, yung mga nasa financial industries. Anything related to money, yun.
Yeah.
Attorney Aman, Attorney Renz, kayo, do you have something to say about that?
Don't know if common field to, pero just speaking on experience and hindi ako yung nang-scam or hindi ako yung na-scam. Pero client or consult I had, hindi siya usually classic industry of estafa, pero usually ang napansin ko yung online shopping and online sale, mga ganun, no? Kasi, lalo na for our foreigner friends, no? Madali kasing gumawa ng account online, kahit sa Alibaba. Magpe-pretend ka to possess the power to sell certain types of goods. Tapos, syempre, ang hirap i-verify nun. And usually, money down ka agad, eh. Bago ma-process yung order. Ang dali naman mag-picture ng good, ang daling mag-peke ng bill of lading, what have you. So, medyo madali ring maloko in that sense. I don't know if prevalent siya, pero ang dali-dali pala manloko kapag online shipping or online sale ng goods.
Yeah.
Exactly with Attorney Renson. Anything online. Kasi like, let's say, mag-rent ka ng bahay. Hindi ka dadaan through Airbnb. Marketplace ka lang or yung mga group chats. Tapos magbigay sila ng pictures. As in, lahat, nakikita mo na. But physically, hindi mo siya nakikita. Then sasabihin nila na kailangan mo na bayaran yung down payment or yung reservation kasi maraming nag-aaway for that same property. Instinctively, magbabayad ka na. Hindi mo na sila makakontak. Ibablock ka na nila. So, yung mga any kinds of transactions that are made online, yun talagang susceptible sa estafa. Kasi nga, hindi mo naman na-verify diligence to determine whether what they're trying to sell or what their offer is, it's really true.
So all of those things that you heard, those are usually estafa by false pretense.
Yes.
Tama. Pretending to have business, power, credit, ganyan. But there's another kind of estafa that's sobrang common din. It's actually estafa by misappropriation or conversion. What's the difference, attorney, of misappropriation versus conversion?
Okay, misappropriation and conversion are different from each other. Misappropriation, for example, may binigay sa yung pera for a certain purpose. Kunyari, gamitin mo tong pera para sa business. It's a form of investment. Pero ang ginawa mo, pagka-receive mo ng pera, pinang-enroll mo dun sa jowa mo. That's misappropriation.
Sobrang specific yun.
Hindi mo siya kinredit doon sa purpose na intended ng money na yun. On the other hand, conversion is, in simplest term, for example, binigyan kita ng kalabaw. Sabi ko sa'yo, ito yung kalabaw, alagaan mo, palakihin mo, then paramihin mo. Pagka-receive mo ng kalabaw, kinatay mo. So, that is conversion. So, tinransform mo yung isang bagay na binigay sa'yo para sa ibang purpose.
Right.
Different from that of which na intended ng bagay na yan. Okay?
So guys, beware kasi sobrang daming manloloko talaga all throughout. Well, not just actually the Philippines. It's very prevalent. Yung panloloko talaga yun. Attorney Bianca is not here anymore. She had to take a very important call. Yun talaga pag lawyer, di ba? Duty calls. Pero ano ba yung mga practical steps that we can take to verify the legitimacy of an investment or if you're entering into a business deal?
Well, number one, check if it's registered with the government. Right? A lot of practices now in the country and even abroad are already heavily regulated. So chances are, if you're entering into a certain field, chances are an agency or instrumentality is already in charge with regulating that. So chances are, dapat meron silang some sort of permit or registration. So check that first. Pero guys, it's important, number one, to check the website kasi usually online na lang eh. May mga fake websites tayo na mahirap i-distinguish, no? So do your due diligence to check. Kung talagang hindi mo ma-ascertain sa website kasi minsan outdated yan, call the government agency concerned or bumisita ka. So check the permit first. And number two, at least for me, I think common sense, no? Again guys, kapag sobrang good ng investment na parang walang sense, wag tayo magpabulag sa promise of money, right? As difficult as it may seem ngayon with the economy, no? If it's too good, taka ka na. So I think yun muna, government registration, and then number two, use your common sense, guys.
Right. And even if registered sila sa government, if they're asking for investments, you have to check also if they're registered or authorized to actually ask for investments.
SEC, guys.
Yeah,
SEC.
from the public. Kasi if hindi talaga. Kung gusto niyo talagang tumulong sa kanila because you're starting a business or whatever, I guess, pautang. As in legitimate loan contract, diba? But not an investment where you expect at times to guaranteed money return dun. It's not actually feasible, diba? Ako, Attorney Eman.
Well, to add on to what Attorney Renson said, humingi kayo ng kontrata. Look at the contract. Kung walang kontrata, sabi, hindi, bigay mo lang sa akin. Kahit na relative mo pa yan, kamag-anak mo pa yan, best friend ng jowa mo, kontrata. Hingi ka ng kontrata, hingi ka ng government-issued IDs, if totoo silang, if that's their true name. I-verify mo tingnan mo kung yung laman ng contract. Kasi yun sa contract, yun yung law between the parties. So that contract binds between you. And yun din yung pinaka-protection na meron kayo. Kasi yun yung relationship na meron kayo with respect to this transaction. So basta meron kayo kontrata, punta kayo sa SEC, punta kayo sa Land Registration Authority. We have a podcast for that. Yung mga titles, check that out. Doon yung makikita talaga kung legitimate yung transaction.
Right. At saka, diba, Attorney Eman, the IDs, they will verify identity. We're not saying that just because they have a valid ID, hindi na sila manloloko. We're not saying that. But at least, if you actually verify their identity, mahahabol mo sila.
Yes.
Yeah, you know them.
Para wala silang takas.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then, panotarize niyo yung contract. Ideally, para maging public instrument siya.
And then, meron siyang presumption na
due execution.
Correct.
Mas madali yun, guys.
Alam mo, attorneys, yung parang what really strikes me is that I saw a lot of people do that. They ask for the IDs, they ask for the DTI, they ask for the contracts, and yet for some reason, they still get scammed. So, alam niyo guys, if you really want to invest for example, in this certain kind of business, yes, you see their registrations, you see their identity, pero puntahan nyo rin. Diba? Yung location nila, if they claim to have a business like that, check it out. Is there really a store? Is there really an office that caters to it? Diba? Might as well ask for their books as well.
Yeah.
Kahit mag-sign ka pa ng NDA, at least makita mo that it's really running, it's legitimate, diba? Kasi it's still estafa if they know that there's no business or there's not gonna be a business, diba? So you can ask that as well. It's your right if it's really under the guise of investment, diba?
Yeah, kasi parang yung mga kailangan din natin sabihin sa mga viewers natin na it's an investment. Long term siya.
Yeah.
So, yung pagod para mag-due diligence, yung sinasabi namin na go through the cracks of what the business is. Tingnan nyo kung sino yung ini-investahan nyo. Because it's a long-term investment. So, if gusto nyo lang makita na gusto nyo lumaki pera nyo, kasi di nyo naman titingnan yung cracks ng business. Unfortunately, baka wala kayong remedy for that. Mawawalan pa kayo ng pera.
Right.
Pero if nag-due diligence kayo, tumingin kayo sa books, tumingin kayo sa mga government agencies, ginawa nyo talaga yung part ninyo, the law and the judge will look in your favor.
Right.
Good faith kay, ginawa mo lahat pero na loko ka pa rin. So, may kasalanan na ito is yung taong gumawa.
Yeah. And even if you're protected by your laws, there's estafa, there's, at saka nothing justifies or excuses talaga yung panloloko na to, diba? It doesn't justify it. But also, don't forget the basic principle, and if you're going to invest, I'm sure you know this, of caveat emptor. Ikaw rin, beware. Diba? You're going to invest, you're gonna buy, beware. Diba? Buyer, beware. So, conduct your due diligence also. Alam nyo kung bakit? Sure, you have relief, but magagastosan ka, matatagulan ka, mahahasal ka. Never mind the emotional heartache, the suffering that you'll get kasi naloko ka, your savings pala. Ganyan. So, do that also. At saka, alam niyo guys, yung isa kasi na binabangkon, at least ako, I've noticed, binabangkon talaga nila na, tinan mo to, eto client ko, good review, I actually gave her money back. Kaya, ano masasabi niyo dun?
Investments or any business dealings na related na connected sa estafa, parang paghanap lang yan ng partner, right? Or paghanap ng jowa. Ask yourself, kung may jowa ka, sabi research mo makakailang dates ka bago mag-yes.
Mag-stalk ka pa sa Facebook, Instagram.
Hindi ko alam kung stalking, but
sorry.
May expose. But you do your due diligence, relationship lang yon. I mean, hindi lang laman lang, pero hindi mabigat yung pera pag relationships Pero grabe na yung research mo. So, regarding that, just do your own due diligence, and kung may papakita siyang former client ko to, natuwa to sa akin. Again, pag bibili ng partner, makikinig ka ba na, ito ex ko. Satisfied sa akin, ex ko. Hindi, I mean, di ba? It betrays logic din kasi. Hindi lang naman yun yung basis ng ating pag-choose ng partner. So, same thing, no? Bad faith individuals will do everything in their power to convince you to invest, right? So, you take whatever they're saying with a
grain of salt.
Yeah. So, kung galing sa kanila yung info, pressure mo na mali yun. Do your own due diligence. And yun nga, sabi natin ni Lane kanina, lalo na pag Ponzi schemes, naturalmente, yung unang investors yan, mayaman na. Pero, what they're not showing you are yung latest investors nila, yung mga down the road, yung down the pyramid. Yun yung hindi kumikita. So, syempre, best foot forward yun So, ipapakita nila yung maganda lang. So, just beware, do your own research Wag mag-rely sa words ng iba. So, yun lang. I think.
True. Ikaw, attorney.
Parang ko-compliment mo lang yung research mo tsaka yung sinasabi ng iba. Yeah. Pero kung yung reviews kasi, yung sinabi ni Attorney Renson, take it as a grain of salt. Because it doesn't affect you naman. It affects them.
Iba ka rin.
And it does not legitimize the business. Kasi,
maraming ganun Like, yung gumagamit sila ng mga secured social media platforms, then, yung iba, like, parang, nag-return naman. After 3 months, 4 months, bumabalik. Siyempre, automatic, invest ka ulit.
Yeah.
But, don't put all your money or all your eggs in one basket. Kahit na may makukuha ka, huwag kayo maging greedy.
So it's still a matter of prudence, no?
Right.
Kahit bumabalik, chill ka lang. Huwag mo ibigay lahat, guys.
Ayun.
Magtira para sa sarili.
Mahirap kasi pag give all ka.
Yeah.
Diba? At saka alam nyo guys, like, my take in a Ponzi, if you ever get involved in a Ponzi scheme, yun nga yung hallmark ng slots, using the word slots, or like, guaranteed money return, ganyan. Unless it's a loan, diba? An investment always has the risk of going sour. But you know, my point is, if you're investing in a Ponzi scheme, you can either be of two people. You can either be the winner or the loser.
Yeah.
Diba? So, of course, if you're the person na nasa ilalim ka na, like what Attorney Ren said, you're late to the game.
Yeah.
Ikaw na yung kinukunan. Kasi yung pera na kinukuha sa'yo, kinukuhaan kasi yung pera na kinukuha sa'yo, yun na yung ibabayad sa mga nauna sa'yo, sa taas mo. Right? So you're the loser. Especially if no one's going to invest down you na. Ayun, wala ka na ma-receive. You're going to be the loser. But, sa mga nagbibigay ng reviews na ito, payout ko to, he's legit, ganyan, you are the winner. Kasi there were a lot of people under you. But here's the thing, you didn't get your win from a legitimate business profit. You got your win by the losses of other people. By other people getting deceived. You were just lucky. Kasi nauna ka lang ng konti. So which would you be? Which would you rather be in a Ponzi scheme? The loser that has gained, that has lost financially, or the winner? But alam mo sa konsensya mo saan galing yung pera na yan. Diba?
Joke lang. Neither dapat.
Neither. Syempre, you can only be of two things if you participate in a Ponzi scheme. You know, yung mga get rich quick scheme na yan. I'll say it again. Generally, maybe there are certain exceptions to it. I wouldn't know. But generally, in what we see sa law, sa cases, sa people that we've handled, it doesn't always work.
Huwag mag-shortcut, guys.
Yeah.
Huwag mag-shortcut.
Most of the time, it doesn't work. Because that's not how
Life works.
how business works, or something like that. Diba?
Mas masarap yung pinaghihirapan.
Ayun, mas masarap yung pinaghihirapan, guys. Alright, Attorney Aman, before we end this, any last words for our viewers right now?
Well, pag mag-enter kayo sa transactions, huwag kayong mabulag. Number 1. Kasi dun pumapasok yung lack of logic and lack of decision making. Kasi I understand yung sinasabi ni Attorney Renson na due to the economy and due to the lifestyle that we have, medyo mahirap talaga. Pero, like yung sinasabi namin, mas mahirap kung naloko ka.
Right.
Kasi mas mahirap ibalik yung pera and mas mahirap kunin yung pera. Kasi mahal din magpa-abogado, mahal din yung court process, matagal din yung court process. So, stay vigilant.
Yeah.
And always use logic, your mind, and not your emotions.
Right. Actually, may mga nababasa nga ako. Sometimes, netizens, they can be really harsh.
Yeah.
They call people who are victims of scams like these, they call them gullible. Diba? Kasi nauto, na ganyan. Yun nga, sabi mo, diba, attorney? Sometimes, for some people, it's just common sense.
Yeah.
This is too good to be true. But for others, hindi kasi. Maybe, I don't know, maybe sometimes, desperation na rin, kailangan talaga, maybe convinced by people they trust that it really works, diba? Maybe a portion of it siguro because we need, hindi ganun ka financial literate, diba? There's also that factor there, but yeah, this is not at all to excuse na if manloloko ka. Yeah. That's not a justification at all. But yun nga it is best, even though you have remedies, we really do encourage that you protect yourself as well to avoid all these hassle na nangyayari. Ikaw, Attorney Aman, last words.
Well, yun nga, no, the law will always be there. Lawyers will be there to defend your rights, to protect you. However, the presence of legal remedies should not be an excuse to justify poor business judgment or even greed, lack of foresight, right? Para lang yung fire extinguisher, right? It's there when you need it, but don't go out starting fires na hindi mo kayang apulayin, right?
That's so quotable.
Yeah, so yun lang, no? Andyan naman palagi yung batas, pero just be careful. And again, sa mga victims ng estafa, again, the world may brand you as, gullible or ano. Pero we do understand, especially as lawyers, no? We're aware na talagang a host of factors will really push any individual for that matter, no? To make those investments. So, understandable naman. No? Pero I mean, hopefully next time, you become wiser. And dun sa mga nang i-scam, sana hindi masarap pagkain. Sana may nakaumbok dyan sa kama nyo, hindi kayo makatulog. But just be safe and, ingatan nyo yung sa inyo.
Yeah, definitely. And also, I think for those people watching, well, if you're a scammer, di wala kang magagawa dun. Scammer ka talaga eh. Ganun ka, di ba? Alam mo, mali yung ginagawa. There's an example of that, no? Na parang, bibigyan ka ng kalabaw, diba? And then you're instructed to na paramihin to, and then you're going to convert it. Binenta mo pala kasi maybe in your mind you're thinking na I'll still earn you the same money. Parang ganyan. Hindi po. Estafa pa rin po yan. Okay? So stay vigilant also sa inyo, especially if you really have good intentions, ayaw mo naman manloko, pero di ka lang aware that yung actions mo pala may constitute estafa. Like that, yung conversion. I'm saying that kasi I'm from the province, so I know some people from the province that have that mindset. Na parang, no, okay lang yan. Huwag mo nang huwag mo nang ibenta ng buhay. Katayin mo na lang, tapos ikaw na magbenta, ganyan. Parang, just give the same money, pero lang naman yung gusto nila eh. Parang ganyan. What if hindi mag-work? O, di ba? What if kinatay mo pala, tapos hindi mo pala ma-sell lahat ng laman nun, or short ka, di ba? Then you're gonna be in trouble. I also warn you and also advise you, we also advise you to be faithful. Kung ano yung pinag-usapan, sundin po natin. Okay? Alright, so napaka-deep and heavy ng topic natin and talk natin, but I hope that you guys actually learned something and that you remember it. So, kahit in our small way, I hope that we lessen the victims of estafa because we are fully aware na napakarami talaga recently. So once again, guys, this is Attorney Lane.
This is Attorney Eman.
Attorney Renz.
Alright, and this has been another episode of Radio Respicio. Bye! See you!
Radio Respicio!